Welcome to Highlights. This is where we get into the big names regarding paranormal phenomenon. I am going to avoid mainstream trends and will focus on tucked-away testimonies and tales that contribute to useful information that you can either use practically or for smoothing out your own supernatural worldview. In this video you will find a summarized version of an available show to watch online, and I will give you the main points helping you considering if you want to check it out or not. The pro and con of not watching this recommended show is that you won't be able to track where I'm coming from, where I am and where I am going on my journey. A sensational creepy YouTube video that just leaves you stimulated, but not instructive, is often useless clickbait. I'm hoping to sidestep this snag, save you time and keep a log here for you to follow. Sources I mention may or may not agree with me, and if proven false in the future, I might delete the content. Today's show is on Aquarius Rising, run by Chantel. Chantel has had unusual sensitivity and gifts most of her life. She is an animal communicator and alternative energy healer. Her journey got her into a position where she started to clash with darkness, and after poking a little bit, she uncovered the vile underbelly of our reality. Things too dark to mention here. Her foundation and the core of her existence is Christ, God, as the source of everything, but she does not box herself in with personal preference doctrines or stale customs. Her abilities attracted much hate and misunderstanding, causing many to label her and push her away. Today she is one of the staunchest supporters of those that escape the dark reality of our world, and she has created a platform where they can share their stories, begin to heal and help to instruct normal people that are or will face these realities one day. Her guest is Caleb JADE. He is a surviving elite soldier at mastered multiple schools of magic unknown to society. He has seen realms and beings throughout his entire life. Now he is in hiding and trying to get as much info out to us as possible, because he says that things will ramp up in the coming future where we might have to face what he has lived through for decades. Caleb and Chantel explain why it is not smart to force your spiritual sight or third eye open, and give some reasons while also explaining the dynamic in a way that is easy to understand. According to them, when you study the biblical narrative, it has a natural means of stimulating and opening your spiritual capabilities even if you have no abilities to speak up. It is an official-unofficial guide to the supernatural and is a means to keep even the most mundane individual defended and gradually developing as they mature and intimately study the history, context and characters of this ancient book. You will hear how sound and vibration plays a key role in creation and interaction with the second heaven that is also known as the spirit world. The points they mention might be of interest to people that have extensive knowledge of the paranormal as well as sound and music. You find out that demons are not fallen angels. They are dead mutants, monsters and giants that died during the flood of Noah and are left wandering the earth in spirit form because they have no home in heaven or hell as a punishment for mixing earth DNA with heaven DNA. Fallen angels are still angels and are known as dark archons and rulers of this age. If you want scholarly information on this fact, then I recommend the books of the late Dr. Michael Heiser that is widely available. Caleb explains why it is generally a bad idea to include items, artifacts and statues in any form of worship you do because of second heaven dynamics and the possibility of wandering demons to latch onto objects due to our unintentional intentions and lack of knowledge. Human beings live short lives, and we are easily manipulated by entities that have lived for thousands of years in higher dimensions. We are playthings, but you don't have to play along. You will also hear about the ranking system within the Kingdom of Darkness as Caleb understands it, with some extra tidbits. Caleb drops a bomb when he slightly teases about the concept and reality of elves that are part of a faction called the Dominion and how they tie into the heavenly hosts of the Elohim that were all originally friendly and family of God. What happened? Caleb discloses how many extraterrestrials and cryptids are bioengineered projects that function as vessels for the disembodied demons that died in the flood long ago, and that there is a breeding program underway for some purpose in the near or far future. These creatures are often inhabitable and drivable avatar meat suits. Caleb asks us rather to mentally prepare for a near disclosure that will rock and ravage our way of understanding the universe, and that we should not fall for any mainstream narrative we might be fed. If elves weren't enough, Caleb drops a few huge revelations regarding elementals and how they are part of the original creation as sentient natural utility workers that can also be corrupted, stay neutral or choose to side with God in restoring our fractured world. Caleb often gives hints on what our world was really like in its original intended form. Your mind will be blown, but I recommend you start his story from the beginning to get it all. There are often many ailments intentionally supplied to humanity to keep us weakened and too scared to reproduce or multiply quickly, satisfied with mediocre and obedient existences. Our day-to-day life is challenged with many mortality risks, and according to Caleb, this is not always just coincidence or natural. What are soul gems? Element 115. Red mercury. Elixir of life. You will hear about exotic natural and artificial copies of items and substances that help bridge dimensional boundaries and how these are hidden and utilized to bypass limitations set by God since the flood to weaken the human race even more to prepare the world for whatever plan is being concocted. Caleb also begins to scratch the surface regarding alchemy, how drugs are extremely dangerous if you play around with them and what the implications can be on your engagement with the second heaven that could even mess up your very own experience of how time operates or should operate. That high has far-reaching consequences. Caleb circles back to soul gems again and tries to theorize the fate of a trapped soul, more time dilation shenanigans, and the power these charged gems can exert. Enochian magic is loosely touched and teased on as a future topic all by itself, and Caleb continues to warn us even more about certain psychedelic plants and substances that opens you up to other dimensions. Regardless of your feelings after a psychedelic experience, you did open a window for one or many entities to notice you. This is usually for worse and not for better. It is hard for some people to go back to normal after certain particular experiences they did not think through. Grimoires, revenants, zombies and draugr are a thing. They are connected to dead giants, also called the Rephaim in the ancient Middle Eastern necromancy cults. Often these words are just titles for entities in entertainment, but they have real-world origins and won't always remain as mere entertainment as more of the supernatural world seeps through the cracks, getting more and more out of hand. Caleb confirms that human bones and teeth are made of a resonating substance that can be inhabited. Skeletons can be animated to come alive. Human bones and teeth are partly and can function as appetite crystals to resonate and exert vibrations, intent, and spiritual will. To catch Caleb's full journey from the beginning will require you to check out the playlist made by Chantel that chronologically lists his story from the start. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe to them on Rumble and YouTube to help Chantel get more exposure. If you are squeamish or going through a bad time, then please avoid Caleb's talks until you are in a good place to process what you are about to embark on. I personally trust Caleb for now because he is connected to some people that are better informed than me, although his testimony does go cosmic and beyond, so hold on. These people I look up to have not spoken ill of Caleb's testimony, so I am excited to see what else he has to reveal.